Pokemon Journeys has been on fire in 2021, with hard-hitting battles, heartfelt takes on life, and more. But 2022 is going to be a year that the bards sing of for ages to come, so let's talk about what is just around the corner and over the horizon. Hey everyone, it's Charles. How are you today? Before we hit the juicy nuggets, I'd just like to remind you all that I am hosting a chance to win one of 3 copies of Pokemon Legends Arceus. To enter, just download Disney Emoji Blitz on your mobile device or tablet using my creator link in the description or pinned comment below. Take a screenshot once you hit level 10, post it on Twitter, and tag me at CharuSharu. P.S. The link acts as a creator code, so anything that you do spend in Disney Emoji Blitz will go towards helping me and the team churn out the goodies in 2022. As always, I deeply appreciate your support. Any hoot hoots, best of luck, happy new year, and now let us get to the juicy nuggets. As you may know, the Pokemon Journeys anime is on break until January 14th, 2022, but recent materials and interviews suggest that after easing into the new year with some fun filler, the series is going to start heating up like a Magmar's armpits. So let's break down 1. The 4-episode Amazon Prime exclusive Pokemon Legends special, 2. The big reveals of the surprise trailer for 2022, and 3. What's coming down the pipeline based on interviews with the directors and producers, as well as our own special brand of big braining. And as always, it is going to be a fun time, so kindly drop the elbow on that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's jump right in. This January, Japanese Amazon Prime will be hosting a 4-episode exclusive special titled Pokemon Arceus the God. According to the blurb on the Japanese Amazon page, in addition to Ash and Go, the anime episodes feature Dawn and other familiar friends, Team Galactic scheming up a mysterious plan, and Arceus, the Pokemon known as God. In the early screenshots, we see that Ash, Go, and Dawn are each decked out in a Garchomp kimono set, which is an exclusive bonus for players who purchase the game through amazon.co.jp. And they are also sporting their very own wooden Hisui region Pokeballs. We don't know how exactly they are going to end up going back in time to begin with, but it will be epic if we see Go catch a Hisui region Zorua, Growlithe, or other Pokemon from the past and take it back to the future to troll the haters. Lastly, we see not only Arceus, but also the 3 Lake Guardians, Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. Guardians whose names I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce. Given that Team Galactic are involved, perhaps Cyrus or another Team Galactic figurehead will be traveling through time to capture them so that they can try to summon Palkia and Dialga, as they did in episode 151 of the Diamond and Pearl saga. Episodes 1 and 2 will hit Amazon Prime on January 21st, with episodes 3 and 4 set to cap off the series on January 28th, which is the release date of Pokemon Legends Arceus, a game that you could be playing for free if you enter my sweepstakes. And with that said, let us hit the next juicy nugget. Next up, Santa stuffed a very special preview trailer down the chimney on Christmas Eve, and it was filled with all kinds of juicy nuggets tied to the anime's contents in early 2022, so let's break it down shot by shot. Firstly, we see a flock of Magnemite going absolutely bonkers as the narrator exclaims, "Koiru Daiboso." Magnemites are running amok. This shot is from episode 93, Your Name is Francois, which will usher in the anime's return on January 14th with a story about Cerise laboratory assistant Ren and his Magnemite Francois. Secondly, we see Pikachu and Green Diddy hugging one another as a sinister Ouroboros ritual unfolds behind them. There are both Galarian and non-Galarian Slowpokes in the shot, so I wonder if this foreshadows a trip to the Isle of Armor, or perhaps even a return to the Slowpoke Island of the insanity that was episode 26. Thirdly, we see Go's Heracross getting hot for a Lilligant as Go's pincer runs off into the Cerise biodome in tears. Chloe comments that Go's pincer has a Koi no Raibaru, and this will serve as the crux of episode 94, the Heracross loss and the pincer in love. So if you did not enjoy my video on Ruby and Sapphire's love story earlier this week, then perhaps this will be more to your taste. Fourthly, we see none other than Butch and Cassidy, the iconic James and Jesse rivals, finally back in action in episode 95. Saraba. Sasurai no Roketo-dan. After disappearing from the anime ever since Diamond and Pearl episode 65's Rhyhorn robot incident way back in 2008. And unless I'm mistaken, it looks like they have brought Meowzie along for the ride. In case that doesn't ring a bell, Meowzie is a love interest from episode 70 of the original Pokemon anime who haunts Meowth's backstory as the OG Pokethought. And it's great that the writers are taking this element of continuity to the next level, having already referenced her back in episode 72 when Meowth explains to Chloe how he learned to talk, which is a very sad story indeed. Fifthly, we see the return of Ash King and Go King from episode 26. People either loved or hated that episode, but personally I thought it was hilarious, and back when it aired I actually made a video breaking down all of the unique Japanese humor that didn't quite make it through to overseas audiences, so if you want to check out something really weird, then by all means do take a look at that video. Sixthly, we have a Flareon wearing a cute hat, a Jolteon wearing a cute ribbon, and a Leafeon having a beautiful flower fastened to its head by none other than Erica of Celadon City Gym fame. We haven't seen Erica-chan in person since episode 26 of the original anime, in which she gave Ash a rainbow badge despite him not only stinking up the pitch in their gym battle, but also doing idiot things that resulted in the whole gym going up in flames. Chloe appears in the following shot on stage wearing a costume as Eevee fires off a flamethrower, presumably using Mimic to copy Flareon's attack. And while Chloe recently got turned on to the idea of contests through her interactions with Dawn in the anime's summer and winter specials, I suspect that this may be a one-off performance since Chloe has been dabbling in all sorts of things as she tries to figure her dreams out, and I really don't see how becoming a performer would fit her personality. Either way, once this episode airs, Chloe's Eevee will have interacted with all 8 known evolutions, so I wonder if it will finally decide on an evolution or simply choose to remain an Eevee forever. Personally, I think it would be a slick move if they held off and had her evolve her Eevee into an entirely new evolution to promote the next generation of games. Seventhly, the Earth was cratered under the weight of the internet's collective chub as Marnie entered the building looking like a pouty Instagram Gengar girl as always. Marnie is one of Galar's most beloved characters, and I am curious if she and her brother Piers, who also appears in the trailer, will end up competing with Ash in the Hyperclass. By the way, I don't think it would be a stretch to imagine that James's Marpeco could ultimately end up in Marnie's possession. But what do you think about Marnie, and what will her role be in Pokemon Journeys? More than anything, I think that 2022 is going to be a particularly crazy, wild, and explosive year for the anime because Pokemon Journeys is more than likely drawing to a close. And yet there is plenty of action left to get through if we want to see our main characters' arcs come to a satisfying conclusion. To put things in perspective, we are currently 2 years, 2 months, and 92 episodes deep into Pokemon Journeys. And aside from the 5.5-year run of the original series, the anime has consistently ran for 3 to 4 years per series, with 3 years becoming the norm since Black and White. Furthermore, as mentioned, Chloe and Eevee will soon have encountered every evolution, Go is trucking through his trial missions, and Ash is currently ranked 36th in the World Coronation series, with a fully evolved team, except for Pikachu, and access to all 3 battle gimmicks. So now, all he has to do is clear out his remaining Hyperclass opponents to snag a spot in the Masters 8 tournament, and the series will naturally begin tracking towards its grand finale. And unless Game Freak snaps the pattern of the past decade, during which the Pokemon game release schedule has only thickened, even as the 3-year gap between main series entries has remained constant, we're likely due for a 9th generation of Pokemon games in late 2022 or early 2023, which would almost certainly bring a new anime along with it to build hype around the new games. Unless of course they broke the show's 25-year-old formula to keep Ash, Go, and Chloe together a little bit longer. I'm curious what you think about how much time we have left in Pokemon Journeys, but for now, let's examine 2 interviews that frame how Pokemon Journeys will progress in 2022. Firstly, we had a big 9-page interview with director Jun Owada and writer Deko Akao in volume 75 of Spoon.2di. This interview is from way back in June, but in it, Owada establishes the focal points of the big 3's character development tracks that have defined the anime's story ever since. Back then, he stated that Ash would become increasingly formidable as the story progressed. Go would mature through his trials and become Ash's equal in a sense. And Chloe and Eevee would interact with more and more Pokemon and trainers, all with their their own unique goals while exploring Eevee's evolution options more earnestly. This is exactly what has happened since Jun Owada took the reins from Maki Kodaira last year, and it's clear that these themes will continue into 2022. With Ash moving from one dominating performance to the next as he ascends through the hyper class, Go maturing by way of his trial mission successes as he gets deeper into Project Mew, and Chloe learning more about herself as she finds her own dream together with Eevee. These development tracks will be the constants linking 2021 to 2022, but as for what's new, we can look to the interview with series producer Mayu Nakauchi in the January 2022 edition of Animedia for some valuable hints. When asked what kind of characters would appear in 2022, Nakauchi said that it would be an exciting year, as Ash and Go will meet Galarian Pokemon and trainers they have yet to encounter, Team Rocket will rethink their lives, and we will see Leon's true face. Furthermore, moving forward, we may see more of Ash's former traveling companions and rivals appear. Regarding Galarian trainers, we discovered in the holiday preview trailer that Marvelous Marnie and Poo Poo Piers would be on the card in the near future, and you can bet that yet to be encountered gym leaders like Meteor Milo, Mama Melody, Turn On the Safe Search Nessa, and Daddy Kabu will be bursting onto the set as Ash moves through the hyperclass towards clashes with the likes of Raihan, Cynthia, and of course Leon in the Masters 8 tournament. I'd be stunned if favorites like Purple Coat Boy Bede and worst rival ever Hop did not make it into the show as well. As for Team Rocket, it looks like they will begin rethinking their lives in episode 94, and I do hope that they rethink dropping gacha machine turds all over the series while they are at it. I really hate that thing. As annoying as they can be at times, I am a big fan of the trio and the Mirror Coat King, but it feels like they have been off of their game ever since departing from Alola, so I do hope that their appearances will become more creative and funny once again. With regard to Leon, Nakauchi states that we will see his Sugao, his true face, suggesting that we will finally get a glimpse of the man beneath the mask. And I expect that we will see something similar to his characterization in episode 1 of Pokemon Evolutions, wherein we saw a man struggling to maintain a veneer of confidence under the weight of the world's enormous champion time expectations. Lastly, I can only wonder which former companions and rivals may appear next, and while it's almost certain that we will see Misty and Brock back for the anime's 25th anniversary, longtime series animator Masaki Iwane recently suggested that it's about time we saw the return of the Kalos crew, and I have to agree. Sawyer, Alan, Serena, Detective Conan's token little sister figure, we need you, so please come back. But how about you? We've combed over all the details surrounding the Pokemon Journeys hype for 2022, but what pieces of news or speculation have gotten you the most excited? Who will Ash face in his remaining hyperclass battles? Which companions and rivals would you like to see return this year? And have you entered my Pokemon Legends Arceus sweepstakes? If not, what are you waiting for? Well, I'm curious what you think. Have a wonderful week, and as always, let's chat.